Good evening, Superintendent Rafe, Board President Ms. Patrick, and all other board members attending tonight. I appreciate the opportunity to briefly address the board. I am, like I said, a senior at Olentangy High School and have addressed you in the past regarding poetry out loud. But today, my comments address a more painful issue. My comments address the need to change and enforce policy that address the casual, indirect use of the N-word and students harassment in the school. At Olentangy High School, Mr. Griffiths and Dean of Students, Mr. Henry, have listened and taken proactive steps to address concerns. I stand before you to ask that you review the student handbook and policies that make a change, as students who engage in harassing behaviors will be suspended instead of may be suspended. I would like to find a way that students, administrators, teachers, parents, and the board can work together to make Olentangy School District a best practice for the state and better yet for the nation. That is very important because we're opening the doors of our 4th high school in a few months and maybe a couple more down the road for years. It is imperative that as a district, neighbors, and community residents, we begin to build on our commonalities. Every day I wake up and I pray that I make it home at night. I pray for my mother and my grandmother sitting right there, that one day we'll not have to worry about me being pulled over by a police officer and treated unfairly and may not make it home. Every day as a black man, I wake up and enter a war zone around me. My battle every day I face is to show that I do not fit into any bias or stereotype that is put in place in a closed-minded person's head. Exactly around this date last year at 11:55 p.m. at a Steak and Shake restaurant, a police officer demanded me to walk to the front of the restaurant with him. As we go into the front of the restaurant, he pinned me up against the wall and said, "I know you have drugs on you," and forced me to put my hands up, and he patted me down. He didn't find any drugs. He looked me in the eye as if he was disappointed. He looked me in the eye and said, "Well, I know you have alcohol in your car." I said, "No, sir, I do not." He said, "Well," cut me off there and said, "Well, let's go to your car." I said, "Okay." So as we walked to the car, I was observing him and how he walked. I saw that he had his hand right here, right next to his gun holster the whole time. And he did not find any alcohol in my vehicle. My home and school are the only places I once felt safe, but I'm here today to tell you that now I do not feel safe in my own school. I turn the corner every period, I hear jokes about black hair, black women, black athletes, black celebrities, and black politicians. I hear this so often throughout my day that I almost come to a place where I felt numb, and these issues that they didn't faze me. But truthfully, deep down in my soul they do, because I was taught I should never be ashamed of who I am. So I walk proud and stand strong because that's who I was raised to be. Thanks to that lady sitting right there. There is one word that is loosely tossed around every day, and that is the N-word. 3 weeks ago, a kid in my math group chat openly used the N-word, and a couple classmates and I went to approach the kid, just to simply ask him why he felt the need to say this, and to educate on why he shouldn't. As we were doing so, the kid looked as if he was nervous, and the police officer was motioning to us to calm us down, as if we were acting in a violent manner. So many times in this group chat this has occurred, and I've had to keep my mouth shut because people I feel are ignorant. But time and time again, I have to keep my mouth shut, but I come to you today because I cannot, and I will not keep my mouth shut any longer. So I ask you all today to change the policies of the handbook and put in place a stern punishment for any racial slurs, any jokes that has kept people enslaved for generations. For I feel exiled in my own country. I don't want the generations to graduate from the school district to feel exiled in their own school.